On this episode of the Culture Smash Cast,
new-ish streaming service Max picks a great time to insult its writers and directors.
Zach can't think of anything new, so he'll just say something on the fly.
And you shall not password share on Netflix.
That was good.
that was worth the third. It's the Culture Smash Cast, episode 621 for May the 24th, 2023. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of the Culture Smash Cast. Nico?
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to Culture Smash Cast.
Tina?
Tina and Evie Qualls, contributor to Culture Smash Cast.
And Zach.
Zach Martin. I couldn't think of anything to go with my article, so we're going to go with that.
Perfect. Very much as
besides
expected.
just saying the article. God.
Very much as expected. On brand for you, sir.
You know, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
It does. All right. So what's everybody been up to? Zach, I feel like I've barely seen you.
Yeah. The last time you saw me was, what, 2.5 weeks ago?
Something like that. Yeah.
What have I been doing? I picked up my girlfriend as she came back from Korea.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, it's been, I don't know, I've been dealing with some personal stuff to where basically work is a bitch sometimes, to where the stress of it follows you home, and then you get home and you don't want to do anything. That's kind of been my situation the past 2 weeks.
And that's when I get a random during the week text that says, I'm out of bourbon.
Yeah, I'm out of bourbon and I'm almost out of soju. It's a serious problem.
It can be a problem. That's true. All right.
Especially when you're like, I'll just finish this bottle of soju. And then you underestimate how strong of a drink you made, and you didn't finish the bottle either.
As is typical with soju.
You know?
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Nico, Tina, what have you two been up to? You 2.5 over there. No?
We're dealing with a crying baby who headbutted my very hard headphones, so give us a second.
Okay, well, then I'll talk about what I've been up to while you guys work on that situation.
I mean, I could do something.
What?
I could say a review quickly about a movie someone recommended to me on Shudder, because fuck.
Who recommended this movie to you, sir?
So a coworker saw a trailer for the film called Glorious, which is on Shudder.
I've seen people talk about that movie. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I sat down and I watched it. So let me tell you, it's about a guy having a shitty day, possibly divorcing his wife, goes to a roadside rest stop, goes in the bathroom, and there's like an ethereal god in one of the stalls with a glory hole.
Yeah.
And he's like, to please my earthly body, you must please me. And it's like, oh god, is he gonna have to fuck the elder god? Well, spoilers, this movie is like 50 minutes too long. And the movie is like 73 minutes.
Ugh. Yeah, I've heard that's one of those weird social media things that got a lot of talk on social media for some reason, and it's not actually good.
It's because you have the concept, which is great for like a 20-minute short.
Mm-hmm.
And you have J.K. Simmons voicing the Elder God.
Yeah.
Which you have J.K. Simmons just acting in circles around your main character,
mm-hmm.
because you have an Oscar-winning actor doing the voice work against someone I've never heard of before, and you're just like, man, this guy's acting sucks.
Well, that's a shame.
Character. So,
all right. Well, before we dig, I don't want to talk about what I've been up to because it pertains later when we do the rest of the show. So let's jump into this. Join us every Wednesday night live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, starting at around 7-ish CST. Follow us on your favorite platform of choice and join the conversation. So, special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting Culture Smash Cast. Skinny Mixes are coffee and dessert syrups that are 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 to 2 carbs. Head on over to skinnymixes.com and try some of their syrups, such as the white chocolate, salted dark chocolate, great and coffee, salted caramel, and the variety of cocktail mixers they offer, including the margarita mix, which is my favorite, but they also have a lot of other fruit flavors and water infusions. Use promo code CultureSmash for 15% discount on your order, and it's back to $50 or more. Gets you free shipping, so that's how I would go. All right, so let's just jump into the box office, shall we?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So number 10 over the weekend was Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. It's amazing that this movie's still in the top 10 considering it's on VOD right now.
Yep.
Isn't it on 4K?
I think the 4K's coming. I don't think it's out yet though. So it made
another 6 days.
Yeah. So it made $405,000. It's made $92.8 million so far, which is great money for that movie. Number 9 is Love Again. It made $410,000. It's made $5.9 million. I don't think I know what this movie is.
Everything that I've heard about it is basically a Celine Dion emotional music
Oh,
video.
that's right. She's acting in it as herself and has done music for it or something.
Yeah.
Number 8 is Hypnotic. It made $815,000. It's made $4 million. I keep trying to see this movie, even though I hear it's terrible, but the showtimes are dog shit.
Well, it's almost like no one's going to see it, so they just pare down the showings to nothing.
Exactly. Number 7 is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Still hearing good things about this one if you're into that sort of young girl coming of age story. It's supposed to be really good. Made $1.3 million. It's made $18.6 so far. John Wick Chapter 4 is still in the top 10. It made
9 weeks.
Yeah. It's made $1.3 million over the weekend. It's made $185 so far. I thought I heard that globally this thing crossed $1 billion. Or maybe it's the franchise in general has crossed $1 billion. I think that's what it was. Number 5, Evil Dead Rise. It made $2.4 million. It's made $64 million so far. I think that's pretty amazing money for an R-rated horror movie.
Evil Dead.
Yeah, I mean, that's some good freaking money.
I was about to say, didn't the previous Evil Dead gross 35 total
Seems
or something like that?
like it. That's a typical what you would expect from an R-rated horror. Number 4 is Book Club, The Next Chapter. It made $3 million. It's made $13.1 so far.
Steven can't wait to see this.
Oh, I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. Number 3 is the Super Mario Brothers movie. It made another $9.6 million. It's made $549 million so far. Number 2 is, then these top 3 are heavy hitters. Number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It made $32.4 million. It's made $266.9 million so far. And opening new over the weekend was Fast X. It made $67 million for its opening weekend. I think that's pretty good money post-pandemic, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did the previous one make?
I don't know.
In its opening,
I have no
considering it
clue.
was also pandemic, but
I don't know.
I would click on it, but Biscuits is
So, well,
it's actually its domestic opening F9 was 70 million.
okay. So we're right in about the same spot.
Yeah, actually it's a little less.
Slightly less. Has anybody else seen this other than me?
Fast
I
X?
got
I
sense
No.
now.
haven't been to the theater since Freaked.
So I did see it, and I went into this movie fully expecting a piece of shit, and it's pretty much what I got. I mean, if you're going into it looking for a quality film, you've made a mistake because. But let me say this: I actually did not expect to have as much fun as I had with it.
So it's a trash film, but it's fun trash.
It's so much fun. It's become laughable. Like it feels like when the family, that's the core of this franchise, they can't get together for a regular meal. Every fucking meal they get together for, it's got to be like super happy, like we lived and made it through, or super sad because we fucking died, or just super melodramatic because a new character shows up that no one. It's like every meal is like, oh my god, it's so heavy. It's so heavy.
I remember. I read the spoiler. I don't give a shit about these movies, so I read what happens.
Well, I don't know if you want to
The
do.
level of ass pull apparently they pull at the end of this movie.
Oh, yeah. There's some shit. There is a reason that people speculated the next movie is going to be a time travel movie. There's a reason that people think that. There is a reason.
Way.
But Jason Momoa is officially now one of the greatest on-screen villains of all time.
Yeah, I've heard some reviews.
Boy,
He's like a Joker.
he is the Joker to Vin Diesel's half-assed Batman. I could not take my eyes off him. He got in this movie, and when you think he's as ridiculous as he could be, He's got another whole other level. There's one scene in this movie that is so fucking weird and out of place for this franchise. Like, I want to say it, but I don't really want to spoil it for you guys. But I was like, holy shit, what is happening with this movie? It was really fun. I ended up on Letterboxd giving it 3 out of 5, simply for the fact that I laughed my ass off all through this movie. CGI is really bad. It's Marvel levels bad. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And the post-credit scene alone, the end credit scene and the post-credit scene are very interesting conversation pieces when it's time to spoil this movie.
I mean, you're saying, oh, the CGI was bad. Well, this $340 million.
Don't care. It's bad. Don't care.
Shit. How much?
I'm legally blind. If I could fucking see the CGI is bad, then it must be bad.
$340 million and they can't make good CGI? Holy shit.
Well, you got to look at the other parts of this movie. Like, the cast is huge. It's huge. And all these people got to get paid. They added Brie Larson, and I see people pumping her up. They're like, oh, she's so cool. It's so cool. I'm like, she's not good. She's not good in this movie. She's not bad, but she's also not good. It's like, oh, okay. All right. You know, unfortunately for her, she's in a handful of scenes with Jason Momoa, and he makes everybody look bad. So that might be part of it.
He eats the scenery for breakfast.
He eats it. He's the guy that picks up the brick from the side of the building and bites the corner off of it, eating it. It's just, it's glorious. It's glorious. It's so glorious. I recommend for that. I had a great time. I did not expect
it. Sounds like an excellent source of fiber, by the way.
Right? It does. And now, also, I'm sadly not in the top 10. I do want to mention Blackberry, because I did get to see Blackberry. Nico, Blackberry is in your wheelhouse, sir.
It looks like it would be. I really want to see it. Was it a wide release or is it like a limited?
It's wide. It's playing at the Regals. What surprised me about the movie, I had heard good things, but the first
it's really wide. It's only at 374 locations.
Is that it? Because they had plenty of showings too, so it wasn't that tough for me to see. The first half of this movie is like this weird combination of The Social Network and Uncut Gems. Like
hold on, you've sparked my interest.
It had my anxiety up. I was sitting on the edge of my seat watching a movie about a phone, and I wasn't expecting that. It's just the first half of this movie is just riveting. The second half is really good, but the first half is like shit. It had me on the edge of my seat, almost like a thriller or something. It's really good. It's definitely in contention for my top 10 of the year for sure. All right. I gave it a 4 out of 10. I think I actually went, or 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I actually think I might have went back and revised that to 4.5 because it's just so close to being perfect. It's like so good. So good. So that's what I've been up to. I've been seeing some movies, watching some other dog shit that we'll get to in a minute. Opening this weekend, About My Father. That's the terrible-looking Robert De Niro movie, and there are no advanced screenings of that movie, so we have no reviews yet. The Little Mermaid is sitting currently at 74%, and Kandahar is setting at an almost, perfect 44% for a Gerard Butler movie. So that's your choices for the weekend.
I actually am going to go see Little Mermaid on Friday because I'm off and I have no real responsibilities until Nico gets off work when we head down to Atlanta. So I'm like, screw it, I'm going to go see a movie.
Nice. Well, I'm probably going to try and see it this weekend at some point.
So can I say that Cannes Film Festival was this past weekend?
It was. I was trying to figure out a story from there, too. I just couldn't quite find anything. Other than the Martin Scorsese film is supposed to be jaw-dropping. That's all I keep hearing. Is
96% right now, Rotten Tomatoes, 3-hour, 26-minute film.
I
Where is my fucking intermission?
I was gonna say I would love it if we'd get this at the Art House Theater with an intermission. That would be, but it's not gonna have an intermission. Watch, it's just gonna be 3.5 hours.
Dude, RRR had an intermission that was like what, 3:10, and it felt wonderful.
It did feel wonderful, but that intermission was actually pretty well built into that movie.
Yeah, it calmed you down from this amazing action scene to go into the second half. It was
it was perfectly placed. I am hyped to see this movie, though. The word of mouth on it is really strong, and I'm glad because The Irishman was not a good movie.
Well, Irishman also got high reviews, but it's funny because for the longest time we had this single still production photo of like Leo just sitting at a table with a lady looking anxious. And I just wanted the film to be 3 hours and 26 minutes of that, just them sitting at a table.
Okay, wait. Poppy says he hates Netflix. He looked at the headline. He prefers Tubi.
Oh, well, don't blame him there.
Yeah, all right. So thank you guys for jumping in the chat. We'll be watching.
I will say, that teaser trailer that came out, whew,
yeah, boy. It looks good. It looks so good.
Also, boy, Indiana Jones: The Dial of Destiny. Uh-oh.
I just can't figure it out. It's so divisive. It's like I see people that say, no one's saying it's a masterpiece. I haven't seen that. But it's either people saying that it's good, it's fine, it's a safe ending for the franchise, and then there's people saying that it's a dog shit disaster. So I am very interested to see what it really is, because both sides of this are pretty hyperbolic right now. That's what I tried to tell you earlier. It's like all this shit coming from Reddit. I don't even trust it. Trust it.
Nobody on Reddit has seen the film. It's only people who went to Cannes, and it's usually reviewers. So you have a lot of reputable reviewers being like,
and then a lot are saying that it's good.
It's fine. Like, so I read the ending, only the ending, just to confirm it wasn't what I had read months ago. Thank God it's not.
You just wanted to be first to the spoilers.
No,
you always are.
I needed to know if it was the dog shit.
You didn't need to know. You could have saw it. No.
If it was going to be that, I was about to be really mad.
Wouldn't matter. You were going to go anyway.
Like, so I can say this now.
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Well, the rumor going around was that
I love it.
Essentially, Indiana Jones would die, and that Phoebe Waller-Kate would literally go back in time to do his adventures in his place. That was the prevailing theory, that he would die via time travel bullshit, and that she would literally take his hat and whip and literally like running from the ball and everything. And it was like, I need to know it's not that.
So
no.
I will say, based off the last trailer, she looks like she could be pretty fun in this movie. We're gonna have to see. But I think she looks like she could be pretty fun.
I just hope the script helps.
Yeah, and Nico and Tina, that crackly sound is back. It's back, baby. Whatever you guys changed, it's back.
I'm just not going to be in this episode.
Have you thought about getting a new cable? I mean, I got Steven a new cable.
He sure did. I have a new cable for my microphone, but Zach's still using his damn cell phone for his webcam.
Is there a problem with it? If there was a problem, I would get a webcam.
So, Tina, while we're looking at this, did you have a chance to do the film ball numbers? Did she hear me? Did they freeze?
No, they're muted.
Tina, you're muted. Can I unmute her myself?
Okay, can you hear me now?
There you are, yeah.
All right, is the crackling there?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Had to go through the settings. Okay, so film ball numbers. For the first game, Nathan and Nico are sharing 4th/5th place with a giant, beautiful, not so golden goose egg. In 3rd place with $3.2 million is me. In 2nd place currently is Zach with $10.1 million. And in number 1, Steven with $234.5 million. Oh my God.
It's okay. He's cheating. He's using Game Shark right now.
Game Shark. I got your Game Shark.
But if we're wanting to know the rankings of your secondary game of the
yeah,
TikTokies,
for sure.
3 people are sharing that beautiful little goose egg. Jason, Andrew, and Chris. Steven, you were in second place with $3.2 million, and Dustin is in first place with $244.6 million.
Nice. All right. So this is going to be an interesting film ball game. Guardians of the Galaxy, Fast X. Let's see how this goes. All right.
And I'll be doing Nico's story for him.
Okay.
So.
All right. So before we jump into the stories, while we wait, and just in case he does show back up, let's talk about some stuff. Has anybody else looked at the Max rebrand? Because it has happened officially.
No.
I popped in there to make sure my profile was there. It looks like I didn't even get the Apple TV one. I just did the computer one. It looks like hell, which is stunning considering all they had to do was just take the current layout and plop it into the new app. But by God, they couldn't do that.
Yeah, what I don't understand is I'm seeing people say that it's better, and I don't see that it's better.
Oh, I see it's worse.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, for me, I never thought the HBO Max layout was that good to begin with. So to me, this is just another version of bad. It just seems it seems just as bad to me in a different way.
Same shit, different pile.
Yeah. The only problem I have now is the problem that I've fucking had from the beginning of this is these are 2 brands that do not gel together. And now that you see them together in one app, you're trying to swipe over and see, a good show from HBO, and you got to dig through ID shit and TLC shit.
What, you mean you don't want to watch 90 Day Fiancé?
Fuck no. I do not. It's like
Nathan is devastated to hear that.
Is he?
I think.
Is he? Why? How do you know?
I mean, doesn't he watch that?
Oh, I don't know. I know Nathan likes The Bachelor and shit like that. I know he's watching those. But it's like, I don't want to come from a place of elitism because I hate that, but I feel like it just devalues the boutique brand of HBO. It doesn't.
Well, see, that's the problem. Is this isn't HBO anymore? This is just Max.
Yeah,
they switched to Max because they felt HBO was causing people to not sign up for their thing, which because they believe HBO means adult oriented. When if you were to ask me, what does HBO mean? It means prestige.
Yes.
It means quality.
Yeah. HBO could put out a show, a drama, that has no redeeming factors for me at all, and I'd still probably look at the first episode out of curiosity because their stuff is usually good.
In Euphoria, then I popped it on. I'm like, oh my God.
That's a great example. Yeah.
But now we're on this Discovery Max. Like HBO is just shoved to the side.
And what's interesting is Discovery Plus is still its own entity that you can subscribe to on its own.
Yeah, which is fucking weird how it's like, we're going to combine the two, except we're not.
If you can do that, then why can't you just subscribe to HBO on its own?
It's just, it added, like, if there was an option where it's like, hi, welcome to Max.com. Would you like to, for $1 extra a month, add Discovery Plus? No.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm lucky. I know that the price plans have changed and they've added this ad-based thing. I'm old school. I still have satellite. And on that satellite, I still pay $10 a month for HBO. So I get Max for free. So nothing has changed for me cost-wise.
Do you get the 4K one for free?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it comes if you subscribe to the Legacy Network, you get the full thing.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like I get it for 6 months, and then it's like going to be what, $5 more a month.
And even then, there's some other limited things that kick in, right? Like number of screens and all that stuff. Number of simultaneous devices.
Number of screens and number of downloads you can have, which honestly I've never downloaded, but
I haven't either.
It's like
I'm trying really.
It's like Netflix. It's like God.
Yeah.
All the shit I don't want for more price.
It's a glut of stuff that I don't want to have to dig through to find the good shit.
Yeah,
right.
It's like if there was an option to like I don't want to see Discovery Plus shit anymore. Uncheck.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Now here's the part that I'm trying to stay a little open-minded because I actually do like the Food Network stuff. I do like that. I watch some shows on Food Network. But I don't know if this is the spot for it. I would actually pick those up over on Hulu sometimes. So I don't know. What do you think about it, Tina? What do you think about that merge?
It's a mixed bag because, I mean, essential white girl here. I love investigation discovery. I love true crime. I love those murder documentaries, all that stuff. Like you said, Food Network. I'm a sucker for a good cooking show or a good competition. I'll be honest, sometimes I'll watch TLC trash, my guilty pleasure. So, but honestly, nowadays, especially with baby, it's I have to be very selective on what I spend my time watching, and it's just not it. So it's all this stuff that normally would be right up my alley. I'm not going to go and watch a true crime documentary on something that I'm somewhat interested in when I could catch up on Silo or Ted Lasso or insert other priority better show here. So I get what they were trying to do. I don't think they did it well, and I don't think they did it the right way.
And I'm not trying to judge because I like trash too. I actually enjoy the true crime stuff, but I don't like the way Investigation Discovery does it. It feels like you could look at two different movies or different episodes of two different series and they look exactly the same. And that's the thing for me. I just don't like their production value. I don't like the way they do it. And I like a lot of Food Network garbage. I do have times that I like that stuff. When I'm going to bed, for example, and I put TV on for a little bit, I don't want anything that's going to draw my focus in too much because I'm gonna be awake. I like the white noise of Food Network. You know, I've been watching the Great British Baking Show Junior Edition on freaking Netflix.
They're
Just
so cute when
they're really cute. They're so proper and nice. It's like that's not the way it is here. We are not like that. But yeah, so I like all that stuff. It's just the blending of these two things just is not working for me. And I think I don't know if it weren't for the fact that I was getting it for free anyway, I probably would not maintain this subscription.
Yeah.
It just
Oh wow. Okay.
What?
Oh no! I just noticed I was going through some of the movies, and some of them have been upgraded to 4K.
Yeah,
Nice.
they did some of that in preparation for this launch. Like Max launched with Shazam: Fury of the Gods, which I think is hilarious.
I was looking at some older films, like the Lord of the Rings films are now all in 4K HDR. The original Batman movies are now in 4K HDR. Like it's like okay, well that's nice. You finally upgraded that.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like that should be fucking standard at this point. But
okay,
you did it.
So this does lead me to. I did put it in the notes, and I can't believe that Tina doesn't know about this. I'm not surprised you don't know about it, Zach. But Bama Rush is a documentary, like limited documentary series that premiered as part of the Max launch, and it is a limited, 6-7 episodes. I don't know how many documentary about the process of rushing for sororities in Alabama. Apparently, they have the biggest sorority rush week in the country. It's like the big, like if you want to be in a sorority, you go to University of Alabama. So it's a big deal. And I was like, I don't care about this at all. In fact, like people that typically would rush a fraternity or a sorority are fucking people that I hate. But if there's a lot of talk about it as a documentary, I'm going to take a look at the first episode. Zach, you have to watch the first episode.
God damn it!
And
I saw your review on Letterboxd. I'm like, it's like, oh shit, here we go.
I didn't even write my review yet. I just dropped the star rating on there. I figured I would go back and write it later. But here's the thing. So the movie starts out, or the episode starts out like any limited doc series would. Looks like a Netflix series, basically. Production value is fine. And it's following these like shallow ass bitches all trying to like put on the right shoes and the right necklace and be the right color hair and all this bullshit that I hate to rush this sorority. So I'm watching, I'm like, I don't see the big deal. And then you hear one of the girls ask, they're talking about looks, and one of the girls asks the director a question about how she deals with stuff. The movie stops. It cuts to the director. The director is a woman who has alopecia, right? So she has, no hair or whatever. And we spend 5 minutes of her telling her story and how she felt like she was in rush week the whole time she was in school because she had to hide behind a wig and all this stuff. 3 times in this one episode, it cuts to her talking about being bullied. And I'm like, who is this movie about?
I was about to say, that sounds more of the directors using this as a platform to
tell her own story. Yeah.
Which, if there's nothing wrong with a director telling her own story, but
for sure,
if you're going to have this be about Bama Rush Week, then have it be about Bama Rush Week.
Exactly. I'm going to watch more of it just so I can because I want to grudge watch it now. I'm so fucking mad because I put it on. I was in bed and it was a mistake. I thought, let me just look at a few minutes because I want to see what the hype is about because I was sitting up like mad at the TV. I'm like, what the it's still not a subject that I care about, but if you cut all of the director's pieces out of this first episode, it would be more of like a typical what you would expect decently made doc series for streaming. And I don't get it. I don't see how they got this on HBO and left that stuff in because it is so. This woman is using exactly what you said. It's a personal testimonial for her to like purge her demons from her childhood. And I'm like, I would watch a movie about you and about that, but that's not what this is. Or it's not what I was told it was going to be.
It's false advertisement almost.
Yeah, so now it worked because I'm gonna grudge watch the shit out of it now. I'm gonna finish it because part of it being a documentary filmmaker, I judge it so harshly. I'm like, you suck at what you just did, and you're on HBO. I hate you.
Yeah, like Mozart's Ghost said, bait and switch.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. So anyway, that's my initial Mozart's Ghost. What a great name. That's my initial feeling about it. But I'll let you know if it changes. But yeah. So Zach, you as a co-producer on my projects, I'm telling you have to watch the first episode of this show so we can be mad together. It's required.
Everybody recommending me bullshit here to watch.
I'm telling you it's bullshit, though. Well, you knew. I gave it 1 star on Letterboxd, so I'm not lying this time.
Here's something I can recommend to you that I personally don't think is bullshit, and it's a little series on Apple TV called Silo.
Oh, wait, hold on. Apple TV? Don't have it. Fuck that.
So you can get it for 3 months for free, though. That's the only reason I'm watching Silo. So are you guys behind on the newest episode, Tina?
Yes, we are. We haven't had that much time to catch up.
But
Nico's read all the books, and he's filled me in on some things. So.
Yeah. So I have caught up, and I'm starting to get this feeling with the show more and more and more with each episode that they don't have confidence in the material. The showrunners, the show writers, the directors, they don't have confidence enough in the material. And it's not that they're straying away from it. They're just adding a bunch of stuff that's just not necessary. I still like the cast. I like the production design mostly. And that stuff is keeping me roped in. But so far, like the more they progress forward with the story, the less I like it. And that's not the feeling I wanted to have.
I have to wonder if maybe they're a bit, I don't know, intimidated might not be the right word, but with the hype for the Fallout series that's supposedly right around the corner, if maybe they're thinking, oh shit, we jumped the gun too soon, or I don't know, just something getting into their heads with that or anything else that's going on. Maybe they're regretting their decision to do it.
Maybe.
what they did now.
I don't know. It's such a great story to begin with, and I think about how The Expanse was brought to life from those books, and they did diverge, from the books a little bit when they needed to, but it was done so well, and it felt like it was more in respect of the material rather than being fearful of the material being good enough, which is what I feel like is happening with this show. So they've got to add a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense. You guys, we'll talk about it more once you guys get caught up.
Yeah. I will say one series that I do wish that they would do in the same vein as Silo and The Expanse is a book series called Newsflesh. It's basically a zombie series, but it's basically a radio zombie series. I really want them to do that, but
all right.
I don't think I'll ever get that. All right.
Well, I didn't think they were going to get wool made, so you never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Go.
Since Nico is busy with Babe, I shall take his story. Via Twitter, screenshots of the new interface on Max highlighted the service's removal of writing and directing credits for films and TV shows, instead of opting for a creators category that lumps these attributes into one. For example, Martin Scorsese's boxing drama classic Raging Bull no longer acknowledges him as its Helmer or Martin and Paul Schrader as its screenplay writers, instead putting them as creators in one section. The Directors Guild of America swiftly released a statement about the issue as the news swept across social media and writers and directors shared their ire. For almost 90 years, the Directors Guild has fought fiercely to protect the credit and recognition deserved by directors for the work they create. Warner Brothers Discovery's unilateral move without notice or consultation to collapse directors, writers, producers, and others into a genetic category of creators in their new Max rollout while we are in negotiations with them is a grave insult to our members and our union. This was said by DGA President Leslie Linka Glatter. Soon after, Max issued its own statement vowing to fix the issue, saying, "We agree that the talent behind the content on Max deserve their work to be properly recognized. We will correct the credits, which were altered due to an oversight in the technical transition from HBO Max to Max, and we apologize for this mistake." Though a correction is seemingly incoming, some damage was done, as various directors and writers shared the images on social media. Like Spartacus creator Stephen S. Denied and Poker Face showrunner Nora Zuckerman all shared their thoughts on the problem. Dr. Strange Helmer Scott Derrickson, We Baby Bears Caroline director, took it a step further and claimed the issue with Max predated the rebrand. Warner Brothers Discovery's rebrand of its streaming services got off to a rocky start after the Max website crashed on launch, with subscribers complaining in droves about having issues logging into the streaming service across all devices. The company confirmed those issues, but insisted they were resolved soon thereafter. Max rebranding isn't done either, as it will merge with Discovery Plus to form one streaming destination, which is expected to debut this summer, with Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav claiming bundled services represent the future of streaming.
Why didn't they just take the layout from the previous fucking app? All you gotta do, guys, is take because this is the other problem with this kerfuffle here. So say for instance, you know what, Steven, you really want to watch Game of Thrones again because that ending was so fucking great, but you don't want to go through the whole fucking show. You just want to start at season 8, episode 2. Oh God, I don't remember what was before that or what might be relevant to this episode. Previously, in the old interface, you could just select that episode, go to the extras tab, and they'd have previously on or about the episode, all the extras about that one episode. Well, now you have to find that shit because it's all in one category with all the other extras.
Yep.
Why not just take the old fucking layout? What was so wrong with that? They've actively made it worse. It's merging with Discovery was the worst thing that could happen.
I don't know. I think I have a much more weird kind of conspiracy about it because they're like, oh, this was an accident. That was purely accidental. Well, they created the fucking category.
Yeah, I was about to say, oops, I accidentally.
I feel like it's funny they create a category where they're merging all the talent behind the camera together in one category during a writer's strike where these networks don't want to pay writers to be writers. I think there's some language happening there that is really bad.
I think it was their own way of saying "fuck you guys."
100%, I think that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it got me so hot when I saw this because there doesn't seem to be any logical way that this happened accidentally. Somebody made this decision.
No, you have to write the actual code to create a new category. That doesn't happen by I sneezed or shit, biscuits walked across the keyboard. No, that's like
don't blame biscuits.
That you have
He's over
to
there.
actively do. That's not an accident. That's not a mistake. The only accident and mistake is them being like, "Oh shit, we pissed people off."
And I also feel that they knew this would get press and that people would say stuff.
Yeah.
I just feel, maybe I'm reading too much into it because I don't like to. We're in a bad time when it comes to conspiracy theory, so I have no proof behind it. But boy, it sure feels a certain way
and
to
I'm
me.
Sorry if that ends up being the case of they needed the PR to get more spotlight on their app. It's like, no, I'm not going to do it out of.
I don't think that's why they needed the PR. I think the PR was meant to stir the pot in the negotiations. That's what I think.
In which case, even worse. It's like, dude, all they're asking for is credit where credit is due and pay them a livable fucking wage.
Exactly. Now I have a lot of other opinions on the writer's strike because I followed it through too. But yeah, you can't expect people to work for pennies on a multi-million-dollar TV series or movie. It's ridiculous.
Especially when studios are reporting record-breaking profits and the best year that we've seen post-pandemic and all this stuff. It's like, good, then pay your staff.
So also, the one interesting thing that stuck out to me that David Zaslav said at the end of that article was how he said that bundled services are the future of the industry. Boy, isn't that interesting. Because I remember a day not so long ago when we had cable and some of us would get pissed because we were paying extra money for all of these religious channels that we didn't fucking want. Well, guess what? If you're subscribing to Max now and you don't care about Discovery, well, too bad. You're paying for it. They don't have a separate option anymore. So the a la carte thing that we all wanted, including me, it doesn't financially work. It just doesn't. The only way it works is if you're a network with commercials. That's the only way that's the only way they can make money, honestly.
Well, I'm sorry, but if your a la carte system doesn't work, well then maybe you need to realize that there's not a big enough audience for your boots here.
Well, and that's what they're doing, and the answer to that is to bundle. So we're going right back to where we were.
Nobody fucking wants that.
But no one's paying enough for the other option.
Well, then damn, it sounds like it's survival of the fittest. If that means Discovery Plus fucking dies, oops.
Companies
says
companies don't
shit.
work. Companies don't work that way though.
Oh,
they
I'm
fight to
sorry.
live. Yeah, they're gonna. Now, ultimately, what they should do is all just go ad based. Honestly, because you can survive with advertising.
And honestly, the ads give me and Nico time to okay, I'm gonna go refill my water, like how commercials used to be. Like I'm gonna go grab a snack. I'm gonna go.
That's
use
when
the
I go
restroom.
pee.
It's like
And
I for one actually find myself missing commercials, and so the ads I'm fine with.
Yeah, I think that I think the one that works is the Hulu model.
Yeah.
Where you have an ad-based option, and then you can pay incremental upgrades for less and less ads to the point of paying for none, and you can make that decision. And I think that's the way you stay a la carte because, I did a whole video about this over on my TikTok channel talking about how the money isn't where people think it is. So many people think Netflix has millions and millions of subscribers paying $15 to $20 a month. They must be having tons of money. They made, I think it was $32 billion is what their revenue was for 2022, compared to CBS that made 3.2, right? Which sounds like, Netflix is killing it. Well, CBS had a total of 70 programs, only about 10 of which were actual dramas that they spent money on. Everything else was sporting events and live events. Whereas Netflix, half of their library is either dramas and movies and
It's
TV
original
shows,
content, yeah.
things that they've produced or bought. So they are not making as much money as CBS, and it's all because of ads. So to me, I would rather see instead of bundling, just get you a crew in there, a marketing crew, and start selling advertising. Shit, this is stupid. It's stupid. So in the chat, we have some comments. Let's see. I wish someone would make an app for cinephiles, give more information about, and then just a year runtime POE actors like that, and explore different work by specific actor, director, writer sometimes.
Yeah, it's called Criterion Collection.
Criterion Collection does have that, yes. And the Criterion Collection curates a lot of times.
Criterion Channel. My bad.
Yeah, Criterion Channel. They curate groupings of movies. So sometimes you can go in, you like this director, well, they'll have a grouping of movies that you can enjoy. And a Criterion Channel is pretty cheap, too. It's not.
It's $100 for a whole year.
And you could argue to a smaller degree that even I think Shudder used to do that.
Yeah, they used to do that. That was really nice. They
Yeah.
kind of dropped off. It feels like Shudder's having the problem that Netflix had, to where they're like, well, we can't pay for all these licenses.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? Let's just we'll create Shudder originals or buy them.
Yeah.
And they're cheaply made, like Glorious. They're cheaply made films that then get, I mean, I hate to say this because this is what we were honestly trying to do with our film, but, there should be made films that can be bought and then put as Shudder originals.
Yeah.
But the problem is they vary in quality and
wildly.
And they're not curated whatsoever. It feels random almost.
So yeah, really the place that's left that does that is the Criterion Channel. I think there's another horror based service, Screenbox, that I've heard good things about, and maybe if you're into horror movies, they might be more curating. I haven't actually subscribed to them though, so I can't say for sure. But yeah,
Screenbox is $2.25 a month.
Yeah, I just haven't done it. It's cheap. Yeah.
Oh shit, they got
stuff.
They got stuff.
And also, you want to know where else is interesting? I just wish they did a better job at their streams. Is Tubi.
Yeah.
Tubi has a lot of stuff, and they do it all ad based. But sometimes you be looking at a movie on Tubi, and the aspect ratio is wrong, or they don't actually have any thoughtfulness in regarding where they drop ads. Ugh. So if you're watching something and you're on the edge of your seat with suspense,
like right in the middle of dialogue, and it's like, no, stop.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb, but their model works. I think Tubi. I thought Tubi would die years ago, and actually they're prospering in ways. Yeah, they're prospering in ways a lot of other companies are not. So Austin says he can deal with ads. I'm with you, sir. But yeah. So if you try out Criterion Channel, let us know. Let us know, because I think it's a good option.
I mean, I have it.
Yeah. So
are you talking about them or me?
No, not you.
Oh,
him. I know you have it.
I was like,
through you, I have it.
Yeah, and you still have yet to watch Come and See.
What's that? You guys are password sharing? Well, let me tell you about that.
I definitely don't password
Netflix crackdown on password sharing has finally hit the US of A. According to Variety, the streaming service emailed current subscribers about the extra cost of $7.99 per month to add another user to their accounts. Your Netflix accounts is for you and the people you live with, your household. The notification goes on to explain that account information like profiles can be transferred to new memberships, meaning subscribers shouldn't fear losing their watch history. The email also states that the crackdown on password sharing will not interfere when paying subscribers want to access Netflix during their travel. You can easily watch Netflix on the go and when you travel, it reads, either on your personal devices or a TV at a hotel or vacation home. The announcement concludes with the company expressing its gratitude, thanking users for choosing the streaming service. Co-CEO Greg Peters explained during the company's Q1 earnings interview that Netflix is prepared for a negative reaction to the crackdown. It's very much like a price increase. We see an initial cancel reaction, he stated. And then we build out of that, both in terms of membership and revenue, as borrowers sign up for their own Netflix accounts and existing members purchase that extra member facility for folks that they want to share it with. Netflix's paid sharing plan has already launched in multiple markets outside the US, including Canada, New Zealand, Spain, Portugal, Chile, Peru. According to Peters, the number of subscriptions increased in some of these areas since the new policy's implementation. I think there's a range of motivations for different borrowers, the co-CEO discussed in a prior announcement. So some of it's economically driven, and so a part of what we're trying to do is that we are being responsive to that and finding the right price points, whether in terms of an individual account or an extra member affordance. However, there is evidence that users in the United States will resist the change, and potentially abandon Netflix altogether, which may have substantial consequences for the service. Netflix already lost over 200,000 subscribers in 2022 and laid off 300 employees in June of that year.
So, go ahead.
I would just like to say this sounds very familiar.
I know.
Well, if you remember back in like the 80s when the VHS players came out, they encouraged recording and copying and sharing, and then all of a sudden it became a huge issue and they had copyright and anti-recording shit, and here we are again with Netflix going, share a password, spread our, share the love, and then now all of a sudden they're like, here comes the hammer again to stop it. It's like,
you know what it reminds me
out
of?
of the tube.
It reminds me of that ad, like before movies. You wouldn't download a car, would you? It's like, fuck
You're
you.
right. Yeah, you're right. I would not download a bear. So
I might 3D print a car though.
Yeah. It's like, people are going to do what saves them money. If a group of people who are friends want to go in on a Netflix account and share a password, and yeah, dude, people have more important things that they need to spend their money on, like, I don't know, rent and food, because most people aren't being paid a living wage. Why are they
But to Austin's point that says the studios hated VHS when it was first introduced, yes, Jack Valenti calling it for the death of cinema, and in reality it saved cinema.
Yeah.
Oops.
And that's naturally what happens with new technology. And I think kind of, leaning slightly back into the writer strike stuff is I think that's kind of where we are with AI too. Because the creation of AI, it's like people are now everybody's going to be able to write a script. I saw that somewhere, and I'm like, I remember when the digital cameras came out, and they said now everybody's going to be able to make a movie. You know what? Yeah, they can. It's not necessarily good, but they could do it.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean now everybody can write a script? Everybody could write a script before. Do you have Word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but now they had AI is a much more of a helping hand in it, though. You can't deny that.
I mean,
it essentially does it for you. Come on, it does.
Yeah, but
if your prompt game is strong,
results may vary.
Yeah, but anyway, to the point though, when they first tried this password sharing block before, they were like, "Oh, we're never doing that in the United States." Everybody's mad about that they're doing it, but no one's calling them out for the lie that they weren't going to do it, and they straight up lied. What they did is they tested it in other markets. And unfortunately for us, they saw that they lost a lot of subscribers, but overall their profit margin either stayed about the same or was a little bit higher. And that works out well for them. And so that's why they're doing it here. And I don't know what my reaction is going to be yet. I know that you can still cheat this with a VPN.
Yeah.
Is what I understand. The problem is 9 times out of 10, the people like us are sharing passwords with are people that you don't want to walk through that, like my parents. I don't want to try and teach them about a VPN.
Can you imagine trying to teach your parents how to set up a fucking VPN?
Yeah, it's not happening.
Oh, it would be a nightmare with my parents considering they're dead.
Yeah.
I think literally here's the thing. I was thinking my initial reaction would be, well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to downgrade my Netflix account to the ad-based version because I don't care. But the problem with the Netflix ad version is it cuts out content. Like, there is.
It'll delete scenes to put in ads.
Well, no, it's not that. It deletes access to certain shows. Like if you go to the very base level of their ad options, you don't get Stranger Things. You don't get some of the premium Netflix originals.
Oh, get bent.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
And that part is a real issue for me because I'm like, ugh, what's the option? You know, the option I'm tempted to is just to drop Netflix altogether, set my parents up on my free HBO Max account, because now my mom can watch freaking Food Channel, and
Food Channel and 90 Day Fiance. There you go, Mom.
Exactly. There you go, Mom. And then I could just bootleg the Netflix stuff that I actually want to see, which is maybe one or two things.
Yeah, people don't realize, like, I've seen so many of my friends back in college. You know, Pirate Bay used to be such a big thing in torrent and all that stuff, and of course with streaming services, it kind of fell off the wayside because you got what you wanted in like little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've seen it almost come back with like this tidal wave resurgence. It's like, oh, here we go again. It's made me reminisce about the burned discs of Japanese TV shows because couldn't get it anywhere else. It's like we're going back in time and doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dust off the eye patch and the wooden leg because I'm ready to sail the seas.
Yo ho.
It's I don't know, and like I've said before, I understand the problem that Netflix has because their business model is diminishing returns. They're maxing out in subscribers, so they've got to figure out some way to make money. But making money off your existing people that are already dedicated to your service, that's not the move because you're just going to piss us off and we're going to leave. But
that's how you're going to lose loyalty.
And the worst thing that could happen for Netflix is they do this and a reasonable competitor comes along. Because right now, I don't know that Netflix still has a reasonable competitor. I don't think HBO Max is it.
The closest competitor I see them having would be Amazon. But even then, it's almost still apples and oranges comparing it that way. Honestly, what they should have done from the get-go is charge a little bit of late fees for DVDs that were never returned, because with me, they would have made millions. I still have March of Penguins on my shelf in the Netflix sleeve.
It's funny because I'm sitting here thinking about it. Like, my perspective is different. I'm not the typical Netflix user. I really don't like most of what's on Netflix. I like Stranger Things. I like Stranger Things. That's really.
If I'm in the mood for like a
Love,
shitty...
Death, Robots.
Yeah, Love, Death, Robots is okay, but I don't have FOMO over it. If I didn't get it, I'd be fine.
Yeah, no.
I like the Great British Baking Show.
I'm a sucker for, and granted, I know the difference between good horror and bad horror.
Mm-hmm.
But if I just want a spoopy, bullshitty horror movie that is like an hour and 32 minutes, I'm going to go to Netflix and see what's on. The other night I watched one called Choose or Die about like this video game.
I saw that in my
and it's like,
recommended list.
It's awful, but I still watched it.
I mean,
because it's one thing. It's like with a baby, I don't have the time to sit there and focus on an entire movie at one time. So if I'm getting piecemeals of a really good movie, that's going to suck for me. But if I'm getting piecemeals of a relatively shitty movie, I don't care.
Yeah. Well, but there is competition for that. I think that anything that's on Shudder is just as good or better than anything that Netflix is showing in that space. And Shudder's like $5 a month. It's cheap. Yeah. You know, and then this movie or this Screenbox is supposed to be cool, and it's $2 a month. So, I mean, I think there are ways around that.
But again, if it's too good of a movie, like even if it's like a good-ish movie, I'm going to be pissed off when Evie's crying in the middle of it.
You don't have to worry about that with Shudder. You don't have to worry about that. Let me see. What's happening here? You liked Mindhunter, but Fincher's... Yeah, Mindhunter started out kind of good, and then I just kind of dipped on it. But yeah, I like Stranger Things. I do like the Great British Baking Show for like veg out stuff. But that's really, Yeah, that's really about it. I mean, there's other stuff that I think is okay, but nothing that I would have FOMO over. That's the thing. I had to get access to Apple TV to see Silo. I was gonna have FOMO about that because I love those books so much.
I mean, I just wish, honestly, I just wish these streaming companies had a way to filter. I mean, not as like show me by genre. I'm saying, don't show me Netflix originals. Don't show me, Discovery Plus shit. That way we could, pin it down as something I am interested in.
Mm-hmm.
There's the you can search by name or by genre, but I feel like they should be able to filter it down even better. But if it was up to you, I'd never put not show Netflix shit.
Right.
Yeah, because then you'd finally get some real numbers about what people are watching.
Exactly.
When they're not fucking searching for shit for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Or your homepage doesn't show the same movie 4 times when you're scrolling down through 3 different genres. I'm sorry, Scary Movie 1, 2, and 3 is not a horror film. Fucking stop showing that as a horror film. I'm looking at you, Max.
Max,
But
I hate
it's called Scary Movie.
That's right.
It's definitely not a comedy. Mm-mm.
See, that's why AI doesn't have any nuance. That's
I
the thing
thought
it's still
Scary
missing.
Movie was for sure being a family genre. It's not in the family genre?
I hadn't checked that one. I'll check
Yeah.
it.
All right, Zach, you got a story, boy.
Well, speaking of garbage on my screen, 20th Century Studios, aka Disney, has announced the physical release of Avatar: The Way of Water. Oh boy, it's going to be released on 4K, a Blu-ray 3D. Blu-ray 3D! It's happening again. 3D is back, baby. It took James Cameron to fucking bring it back. Blu-ray and regular DVD if you just want to waste your money there. On June 20th. God knows where True Lies or Aliens or The Abyss are on 4K, but thank God we got Avatar too. Hey, Biscuits.
Hi, Biscuits.
Director James Cameron said in the statement, "Now my hope is you will bring the film home and experience the adventure with your family at the best at-home viewing quality possible." Which is strange because the 4K Blu-ray doesn't contain it doesn't contain Dolby Vision. Come on, James.
Yeah, why is that?
Yeah, why is that? And I can only point to Disney because Disney is the one putting this out, and Disney typically doesn't do Dolby Vision.
They do shitty 4Ks in
so
general.
So if I buy
Disney.
the digital stream, or if I go on Disney Plus, which this will also be coming out as well as Max, it'll be in Dolby Vision, but your 4K disc won't.
Which is very weird because it almost balances in a way, because a movie of that length is going to get compressed on a stream, especially depending on the time of day you choose to watch it.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a 100 gigabyte disc.
No, I mean on the stream.
Yeah.
On the stream, they're going to have to do some compression tricks with it.
Yeah.
So you're going to get Dolby Vision, but it's going to be compressed versus watching it on disc where it's not as compressed, but no Dolby Vision.
So my colors will be better and my brightness and darkness will be more accurate, but my compression will be worse.
Your details will be worse.
God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know fucking Avatar 2 made a shit ton of money, and by God, it's Avatar 2.
So here's the thing I think is the most funny about that article is it's actually coming out streaming before.
Oh, it's been streaming.
Yeah. So, but when James Cameron is asked to speak on it, what does he say?
Well, he says this is the best viewing.
Watch it on disc.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting to me. I don't know if any other director doing a movie
James?
for Disney would be able to do that.
I would love to fucking watch your movies on disc. Where's The Abyss?
Hey, where's True Lies?
Where's True Lies?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking where can you? Okay, Steven, where can you get The Abyss?
I don't know. I don't think it's streaming anywhere.
Oh, no, I'm saying where can you buy The Abyss?
Oh, there's places.
Oh, in HD?
No.
Oh, it's on DVD.
Yeah.
Oh well, thank God it's in 480 fucking p.
Right.
I can't get a
The
720p. I can't get a 1080p.
The thing that I'm happy about, though, I have such mixed feelings. I hate this movie, so I'm not going to buy it.
I don't give a shit about this movie. Even Biscuits don't care about this movie.
I am happy, though, that it's coming out on disc because it's representative of Bob Iger pushing back to some traditional outlets of media,
This is
including
the second
disc.
highest grossing film ever made. You're shocked it's coming on disc?
If Chapek was still in power, he would find some way to monopolize it on streaming.
No, it's the second highest grossing film ever.
I know. You would get some basic ass release though if you got it, and you would get it much later. Like
This
we wouldn't be.
This kind of is a basic ass release.
Well, and that leads to my other issue is the original Avatar is also being released in 4K on the same day.
Yeah,
but it is missing all the extras from the previous release. And I'm going to end up going because I don't have, like, when all those movies got stolen from my storage shed, my copy of the 5-disc set of Avatar was one of them. I'm going to end up rebuying that because I want the extras more than the actual fucking movie.
Well, yeah, because that set, like, regardless of what you think about the film, but, like, that 3-disc set was crazy.
It had everything. Everything.
Discs solely for bonus.
Yeah, so I'm going to end up getting that because sadly the 4K they're putting out is they're not bothering to reissue those extras, and I don't understand why. It's just got to be simply money, not wanting to like.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why Nico kept his one of his versions of Lord of the Rings was because it had more of the trailers or not trailers, brain stopping. Oh my god, extras. Thank you.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They put out the 4Ks of the Lord of the Rings movies, and none of them have the level of extras that the previous DVDs had.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
Whoa, what the fuck?
What?
Okay, so you've seen Avatar, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, well, how many cuts of Avatar are there?
I'm sorry. I don't want to answer questions.
Okay, well, right now there's 4 different cuts of Avatar.
Yeah.
And only one is coming to the 4K.
That's why I'm going to have to buy that set.
Yeah, so that set from 12 years ago is still better.
So in the chat, they're saying they're only interested in Aliens. Aliens, The Abyss, and True Lies. That's it.
I'm so worried about those releases, though.
I know. Me too.
James Cameron is like DNR the shit. He DNR'd fucking Avatar!
I think he may have learned his lesson, though, because Terminator 2 is just, it gets ripped to shreds on the regular for its shitty presentation.
Yeah, but this like, the 4K release of Avatar was DNR'd. A digitally shot film was fucking DNR'd. There was less detail in it. Like,
yeah, I know.
Like, and also, I would just like to say, the cut that was released in IMAX that had a like little extra scene in there is not on Disney Plus.
Lame.
So if you saw it in the theater, I guess, I don't know, maybe it'll be on this fucking 4K.
Well, you know what? If you want to buy some discs, there's some things out this week. It's thin, though, let me tell you. Shazam! Fury of the Gods is out in a Blu-ray, 4K, and a Steelbook.
I'm not paying money for that movie.
Hell no, I saw it. It's bad. Creed 3 is on Blu-ray, 4K, and Steelbook. I think Creed 3 is mid. I don't think it's that good either, to be honest.
I would like to have a Creed set, so I'm not going to buy individual.
You can have it now, because that's also out this week. It is a three movie set, all in 4K. Brotherhood of the Wolf is out in 4K. That is a banger of a movie.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's really good. It's a French horror movie from the early 2000s. So,
my stepmom bought it because she was in a werewolf phase, and I was like, I don't think this is what you think it is.
Then VHS 99 is out, just on a Blu-ray. The Running Man is out in a 4K. I'll probably get that at some point. And Crank 4K has been reissued in a Steelbook. I was so disappointed that there's nothing new with this.
Where is Crank 2?
Well, okay, so it's actually good news for us, because if Crank does well, they'll probably drop Crank 2, which is why I'm tempted.
Crank has been out in 4K for fucking like.
Yeah, but we're Lionsgate's doing all these special edition Steelbooks now, and that's how they're issuing stuff. So I hope that this means we'll eventually get Crank 2. That's what I'm hoping.
Like, I understand Crank 2 is shot in like 1080p, which is fine, but the colors.
Okay, this brings up a point. In the chat, they're saying saving money for the Criterion sale in July. I agree with you. That sale is one of 2 or 3 sales that I am very hyped for every year.
You plan on live streaming it, don't you?
No, that's what I'm leading to now. The other sale that I'm really excited for is the Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Friday sale, and that starts.
The one I remember you talking about.
2 days?
Yeah.
That starts Thursday night at 11 p.m. CST, so it's midnight. I'm gonna live stream because I've got money put aside. I've been waiting for this. They have a handful of titles that are going out of sale, and Zach has experienced what it's like shopping on Vinegar Syndrome. It is like a high like nobody's business.
It is scary because you're just like, maybe I should wait, and you refresh the page, you're like, oh fuck, where's my wallet?
All of a sudden, 200 copies are gone, and you're like, oh shit, bye. Well, this whole weekend is going to be that way for Vinegar Syndrome, and I have some titles. There's one title in particular. I'm not even saying the name of it. I've said it twice on streams this week. I'm not saying it again because there's only 85 copies left, and I will have it. So if you want to join me for that I'm going to start a stream at 10:30 CST Thursday night. Sale goes live at 11, and we'll all shop live together. It'll be fun.
So, question.
Yes.
Can you, I've never done like that kind of a sale before because I'm irresponsible with my internet monies. But if it's like that intense, can you preload your cart, wait for the sale prices to kick in, and then
Yes, you can, because my card is loaded.
Oh, yeah.
So that is why I did a live earlier this week to try to tell people, if you want stuff, you need to preload your cart now, because what happens is the day before, which is today, they shut the site down. You can't access the site now. If you go to Vinegar Syndrome's site, it's just a holding page, because they're prepping the site for the sale, which is marking everything half off.
Yeah.
So, but based off prior experience, if you preload your cart with the things that are going out of print that you really want, that are going to be on sale, the first thing I'm going to do now is, when that site goes live Thursday, is I'm going to go directly to my cart and just hit buy, because those things are sitting in there ready to go. I don't have to go and pull them up on the page and add to cart, all that shit. It's ready to go. And since I have an account set up with them, my payment information is in place, all that stuff's in place. So I'll get those titles. And the cool thing is, if you want to buy other things throughout the weekend, because they're going to announce other pre-orders and special deals and stuff, you can do that and just add to your existing order, so it saves you on the shipping, which is amazing. Nice. Vinegar Syndrome is literally the best. They are the best boutique company on the market.
I was about to say, they shipped really fast.
They have the shittiest movies. That's the thing. You really got to know your movies, or you'll buy some terrible shit. But their customer service is amazing. Their website is really clean, and they tell you their inventory, which is what makes this so exciting, because as you see numbers going down, that happened with Zach and I when I messaged him about Irreversible. I'm like, dude, there's this many titles, and by the time he got on and looked, it was already just plummeting.
I mean, it was gone. Like that whole limited edition was gone within 45 minutes of of me looking on that page. So and by the way, I checked out that disc.
Yeah.
I can't confirm, but I think the Powerhouse one is a better quality.
Well, it's the same scan. It should be the same scan.
Progression looks. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it on my computer versus the TV downstairs. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a good disc though.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the Powerhouse one in terms of bonus, but
Mozart asks, "What's your favorite Vinegar Syndrome 4K so far?" He says they say that they're thinking about getting Freeway. I don't know Mozart's ghost gender.
They're thinking about getting what?
Freeway.
Oh, Freeway is definitely one that I'm going to look at, and here's my piece of advice about Freeway. Freeway 2 will not be on sale. It's too new. The original Freeway, I'm thinking about getting it too, but you don't have to rush on it, because as of the shutting of the site down, they had over 1,000 copies. So it's not going to sell out. In fact, I would bet unless I see the numbers drop a lot this weekend, I would bet it'll still be around for Black Friday. So I would put it at the bottom of your list and maybe get it if the sale price is really good, but you don't have to rush for that one. I really want that movie too. I'm going to end up with it at some point.
I mean, in terms of, I don't have it, but maybe From Beyond.
Yeah, the From Beyond Standard Edition will not be on sale. It's too new. Anything that was released after January of this year is not included in the sale. It's only things previous.
God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it will not be. It's the price it is, sir. You are just going to. Well, but see,
getting this disc has been so difficult. I drive 180 miles, find it in the store, and they literally take it out of my hands and go, "I'm sorry, sir. Somebody has already purchased this copy." And then, it's finally going to be on sale. Just kidding. No, it's not.
No,
shit. Like
it will be on sale for Black Friday. That's when it'll be on sale because it's too new right now. It's not going to be on sale. Yeah, so if you want to get it for cheaper, you're going to have to wait till Black Friday for that one.
As miles back.
As far as my favorites, I think the Beastmaster is an amazing set. Cloak and Dagger is an amazing set. The Thriller set is incredible. You can't get it anymore. It's out. But you can get the individual discs for the movie. You just can't get the complete set anymore. I think those are all like really top tier, beautiful restorations of cool movies. But yeah, I'm probably one of the main bigger titles that I'm going to be trying to pick up is Amityville Horror, probably, if it's a good price. That one I'm looking for, the original one. How do you not own Amityville Horror? It has freaking Lois Lane and Thanos' dad in one movie. You should want to own that movie.
Is it bad that I've only seen Amityville 2?
Yeah, it's bad because you haven't seen the good one.
I swear to God, the version we saw in the theater was different than the one streaming. Because I remember that. Okay, so spoilers. In Amityville 2, there's a scene where a brother and a sister have sex, and then the sister goes to a priest and confesses her sins. And the priest asks, like, well, how far did you go? And she says, to completion. That was the phrase. I remember that because
you said that at the theater.
Everybody laughed. We kept saying it all night, to completion. And then I watched it on an HBO Max eight months ago, and that line is missing. I remember that line. Okay.
So speaking of that, you want to know what's funny is this being halfway to Black Friday doesn't have me thinking about Thanksgiving. It has me thinking about 12 Hours of Terror.
Yeah.
I am already getting hype. You guys don't even know. For our little group, 12 Hours of Terror, I've got a list of about already 12 or 14 films that I've got to narrow down and think about.
And the best part is, I had to miss out last year, so it's Nico's turn to watch the baby.
Yeah, so you get to join us. That is the best part. All right. So we should probably wrap this thing up. We've been going about an hour and a half. Thank you guys in the chat for hanging with us. It's really cool. And like I said, if you want to be part of that sale and you want to do the live stream, I'll be live streaming here on YouTube and also simultaneously on TikTok. So either place you can join me for that at OTS Movies. So I jumped ahead. So that's where you can find me on the internet. Tina, where do we find you?
You can find me on most major social media under Cheddar Popper. That is CHEDRPOPPR. You can find Nico on pretty much everything with Nico Scream, NIKOSCREAM. It is literally right there. My brain has stopped.
You guys go start following Tina on TikTok. I need her to get to 1,000 so she can live stream with me. Damn it!
Listen, I don't even post anything, so you don't.
I don't care. Just follow her. Yeah,
you don't have to worry about shitty content. Just
just hit the follow. All right, Zach, where do we find you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram. I'm Master of the Matrix 91. You can find me on Steam and Discord as a Dangerous Mute Lunatic. You can find me on Letterboxd as Master Z91. And as soon as we launch, you can hear me on the Free Fire podcast with my friend Brian.
Oh, also, all right, cool. Well, you got to let us know so we can link out to that.
Eventually, it's.
I know.
Eventually.
Also, there is a huge. I don't know if you're not a TikTok user, you don't know, but Tina, I don't know if you've seen this because I've been tagged in everything. There's a huge grudge match between two content creators over a trivia game that I participated in. And apparently the rematch is happening Friday. So I think I'm just collateral damage in the grudge match between the two of them. So that is happening at 8 o'clock CST Friday night.
Man,
my Friday night's going to be packed.
Your Friday night's going to be tight, sir.
Well, I already told them. They better be fucking finished by 9 o'clock because I am out the door because I'm going to see Bruce Lee in the theater.
Yeah, Enter the Dragon, and then we're seeing...
Holy Mountain.
Holy Mountain, which please God not... I'm just really hoping Holy Mountain isn't boring as shit.
Yeah, it can be surreal and fucked up, but just don't be boring.
Yeah.
Like Knife Plus Heart. Because fuck that movie.
Fuck that fucking movie.
All right, we'll see everybody next week.
All right, bye everybody.